So hello everyone. So isang mabilisang discussion ulit, but this time this is regarding the lesson, solving corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So in our previous video, so na-discuss ko paano mag-identify ng corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So this time, magso-solve naman kayo if needed, or you just have to get the measure of each corresponding parts. So let's deal with this example. Okay, so we have the given triangles, triangle ITP, which is congruent to triangle NGO. So for this one, I think it will be better if we will identify muna ano ba yung mga corresponding parts and the sides and angles, yung mga congruent sides and angles. So sabi ko nga before, with reference pa lang doon sa statement natin, this one, kaya nyo nang ma-identify ano yung mga pairs of angles and sides which are congruent. So let's start with corresponding angles. So for triangle ITP, which is congruent to a triangle NGO, first letter to first letter, so ganun lang ang pag-pair. Okay, so therefore, angle I is congruent to angle N. And angle T is congruent to G, angle G, and angle P is congruent to angle O. So, yan, meron na tayong corresponding angles, and how about the corresponding sides? So for corresponding sides, so we will use two variables to name each segment. So we have segment IT congruent to segment NG. Okay, and then segment TP congruent to segment GO. And lastly, segment IP is congruent to segment NO. So now, kumpleto ng ating corresponding parts, okay? So meron tayo dito isang triangle wherein the measurements ng sides and angles are all given. So itong triangle na to, given lahat ng sukat niya sa sides and angle. So if we are going to identify yung measurement ng other triangles, which is yung triangle NGO, madali natin siyang makukuha or malalaman. Kasi yung isang triangle palang kumpleto na eh. So titignan mo na lang yung kung ano yung ka-pair niyang side or angle. Okay? So, umpisa natin with the angle. So, yung angle I natin ay congruent sa angle N. So, ano ba yung measurement ng ating angle I? So, that is 65. So, therefore, dito sa ating other triangle, yung angle N natin, ang measure din ay 65 degrees. Okay? And then, ang angle T natin ay congruent kay angle G. So, ano ba ang measurement ng angle T? So, that is 75 degrees. So, congruent daw siya kay angle G. So, etong ating 75 degrees. And then, ang angle P ay congruent kay O. So, therefore, ang angle P natin, ang measure ay 40, ganun din ang measure ng angle O. So, therefore, this is also 40 degrees. Okay? So, it only means lang na itong given expression na to, kung gagawin mo siyang equation, so that will be equivalent or equal to 40 degrees. So, it's like 6y minus 14 is equal to 40. So, yan, meron na tayong isang equation. Okay? But before natin i-solve yan, tignan muna natin yung corresponding sides. So, ano kaya ang magiging sukat ng bawat side ng triangle NGO? So, of course, with reference dun sa ating corresponding sides. So, dito. Okay? So, tignan lang kung ano magkapares. So, yung segment IT natin, okay, so ang sukat niya ay 7.5. So, if that is 7.5, so ang sabi dyan, ang IT is congruent to NG. So, nasaan ba ang NG? So, this side, so NG is also 7.5. So, parang itong expression na to ay pwede na rin natin siyang gawing equation knowing that expression is equal to 7.5. So, another expression, so that will be, so dito ko lang isusulat, so x minus 2y. So, from that is equivalent to 7.5. Saan nanggaling? Dito sa ating corresponding side. Okay? Wherein IT, yung segment IT daw, ay congruent sa segment NG. Yung IT natin 7.5, kaya yung NG natin ay 7.5 din. Okay, next. How about segment TP? So, segment TP, so, ang measure natin is 11. So, ang segment TP is congruent to GO. So, nasaan ang GO? So, here, so, therefore, this is also 11. Okay? And then, IP is congruent to NO. Ang IP natin is 13. So, nasaan ang NO? So, last side. So, that will also be 13. So, yan. So, as you can see, di ba pag sinabing congruent triangles, same ang ating measurement. Same size, same shape. So, that's it. So, now, how are we going to determine the value of x and y? Okay. So, kasi itong isang equation natin na to, we have two unknowns. So, nawawala ang ating x and y. So, dito tayo mag-uumpisang mag-solve with the other equation na 6y minus 14 equals 40 kasi isa lang ang unknown dyan and that is the variable y. So, let us solve for that one. So, that will be, okay, 6y. Okay, moving it here. Or just add 14 on both sides. So, that will be 40 plus 14. Okay, because from negative, it will turn into positive. So, therefore, 6y is equals to 54. So, dividing both sides by 6, so therefore, ang value ng y natin is equivalent to 9. Okay, so meron na tayong value ng y. Therefore, kuhanin naman natin ang value ng x. So, gagamitin natin yung nakuha nating value ng y para ma-solve ang x. So, therefore, here, that will be x minus 2. And then, ang y natin is 9 is equal to 7.5. Okay? So, therefore, x minus 2 times 9 is 18 equals 7.5. So, therefore, what is x? Okay, transpose lang natin ang 18. So, from negative, that will turn into positive. So, plus 18. So, include ko lang dito. So, that will be x is equals to 7.5 plus 18. Kasi hindi na makita. So, therefore, x is equivalent to what? Okay, so that will be, okay, so that will be 20. Okay, 25.5. Okay, so x is 25.5. So, that is the answer. So, ganun lang siya kasimple. But there are cases na minsan two angles lang ang given. Okay? So what if that is the case? So for example here sa triangle na to, hindi given itong angle na yan. So once naman na meron na kayong dalawang angle given, makukuha nyo na yung pangatlo. How? Knowing that the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180, yung total niyan, kailangan yung measure ng tatlong angles na yan, dapat ay 180, makukuha nyo na yung 40 degrees. Okay? So, like, for example, dalawa lang yan, tapos tinatanong, what is the measure of angle O? So, syempre, from this, so that will be 180 minus 65 minus 75 para lang makuha nyo yung pangatlong measure which is 40. So, pag nakuha nyo na yung angle P which is 40 degrees, automatic na yan ang angle O mo ay 40 degrees din. So, ganun lang siya. Pag kulang ka ng isang angle. Always remember the total measure of the three triangles. Okay, in a triangle. Oh, three angles in a triangle is always 180 degrees. Okay, so that's all for this lesson. Thank you for watching and listening.